I think we're here. I think had a little technical demon in the studio today. So, yay! We're live. We're back.
Thank you, God.
Yeah, Scott's over there just saying a little prayer of thanks right now. So anyway, let's jump to it because I am super excited about today's guest. First of all, if I get it, you guys. Tired of feeling like there is just not enough hours in the day. You're like a one-man show, doing everything yourself. I get it. Been there, done that. And at a point in your business, it is time to bring on some help. Now, I met my guest, Robin Johnson, not that long ago, actually. I think it was back in March. And she was speaking at an event that was about buying wholesale. It was right before the ASD convention in March. And I thought, oh, she's so good. I'm bringing her over to More Fun, Bigger Profits event where I got to know her a little better. And then I'm like, okay, you've got to come on my show, Robin, and talk about this team thing. So here she is. She is... I always forget your business is Robin's Nest, but your website is...
bestfromthenest.com.
bestfromthenest.com. She does some coaching and consulting, and I am so jealous of your whiteboards.
I got all the whiteboards.
Yeah, she's the process queen. She's been helping me with like some things that I can get other people to take over for me and do. So I'm just so jazzed you're here. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on the show.
And I just you have a really incredible story of how you got started. And I want to take a minute and kind of let you share that, how you just started with $100 of, actually you you took that out of like the rent money or your emergency fund or something. And
yeah, we were taking Financial Peace University with Dave Ramsey. So we had been like scraping money together. Like, we cut cable thing around then. We never got it back. I mean, we just we were selling everything. Like my son's like, please don't sell my bed. Like we like selling everything. And on the way back from a trip to California, I was listening to Lesson 6, and it's all about, adding another stream of income. And there was this lady who is, buying strollers at garage sales and selling them at Craigslist. I was like, I could so do that. I could do that. And I remember thinking back to that garage sale I just had. And, I had this lady who came and bought like $400 of stuff in my garage sale. I was like, because I asked her in Spanish, I was like, what are you doing with all this stuff? And she said, I'm taking it back to Mexico and I'm going to resell it. And I was like, I don't have to go to Mexico. I can sell it right here. So if you can imagine me starting out, like going to garage sale. So I would take at that time, my 3-month-old and my 3-year and 3-month-old. And so we would go, and I'd have like baby in one hand, toddler in the other, going to the garage sales, picking up stuff, buying them, cleaning them up. And from there I moved to eBay. And from there, there was this like the moment where like everything shifted, and it went from I really would like to make this work to I'm going to make this happen. If I have to crawl through glass, I will do this. And this is going to happen. And we just worked harder than we've ever worked before. And we worked a little harder after that. But we really grew. We started with that $100, and we've grown so much. We've done over $1 million on Amazon, hundreds of thousands of dollars on eBay. We still sell actively on both platforms, and we have our own independent website. I do coaching, consulting, courses. We've got some software in development. So things are always really busy over here at the Nest, but we wouldn't have it any other way. And I've just built this amazing team that is like my family. So, and there's nothing really that extraordinary about me. It's really just that I did the work. So if I can do it, you can do it for sure.
Yeah. And I love that story because a lot of the people that I start with and help are in that place where they're scraping, they don't know how because you hear, and you really hear this now out on Facebook and everything, these people going out and, they're buying a pallet of this and a pallet of that. And, and they're spending tens of $1,000s on inventory to get going or to build their business. And let's face it, most people can't do that. They don't have tons of money. I actually am in the process of writing a guide about this very thing. It's like just what's around your house to get going.
And that's really, we got to the point where we were selling everything. I was like, the baby don't need a crib anymore. We can get rid of that. So I
Yeah.
mean, like we were just getting rid of everything. And like I remember being at Big Lots and it, like, going over $100 and like wiping the sweat off my brow. Like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? And it was those little steps. It was those little things that we did along the way that really set us up for success long term. But it was that consistency and just like we were just tenacious, and
Hmm.
that's what I see in a lot of people that I coach is that tenacity and that willingness to just go all the way through.
Yeah. So you had that $100, and what
Hmm.
do you remember what you bought with that $100? They got you
So the
going.
first garage sale I got like this big like educational table that would like go normally go in like a preschool, and I bought it for like $15 and I sold it for like 100, and then I got a couple of double jogging strollers for like $10 or $20
Hmm.
and I sold those both for $100. And then I started finding like certain clothes because I knew because I had young kids, so that was when Gymboree and things were a little bit bigger than they are now, and so we started doing some kids clothes. And it's funny because I was like, I really want to sell like educational wooden toys, but I just couldn't make it work because I couldn't find they just weren't consistently around at cheap enough and they were heavy to ship. And ironically, that's one of the things that we sell now is wooden
Yeah.
educational toys. So just because you can't get that niche today doesn't mean you can't get that niche in the end.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said the word niche, because I think what's really important to remember is that when you're first starting out, if you don't have money to like go out and just, source in a certain niche, sell what you got, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always tell people embrace your inner weird. Most of the time we try to pretend like we're normal. Like we're not normal. Like embrace that inner weird. Like if you like I was like I know cloth diapers because I was one of those weird like alien people that washes their kids poop in their washing machine. That
Mhm.
was me. So I would look on Craigslist for people who were selling their cloth diapers because usually people they do that for a week. I'm like this was a horrible idea. So
Yeah.
so I bought them up and I sold them on eBay because I knew exactly what to look for. I knew like what kind of elastic was the good elastic and what to put on the listing. So embrace that inner weird. If you are somebody that like is in like a society that recreates the Middle Ages, because that's out there, like embrace that market. If you love Disney, embrace that market. Like find what you know, and that's always a great place to start.
Yeah.
Don't just start in toys because it's Christmas, because if you don't know toys, it's going to be a lot harder than any area that you
Yeah.
know.
And with me, it's like glass. I had a lot of people
Mhm.
started trying to just buy glass and do glass, and glass takes time to learn. That's not a jump in and start making a ton of money right away. That is I mean, yeah, you can make a
Yeah.
lot of money with glass, but you got to learn it. You got to learn
Yeah.
it.
And
Yeah.
like I know things about certain things that you wouldn't know, but I couldn't tell IKEA glass from Murano glass. I mean, I'd be like, it looks nice to me. So, you have to go with what you know and don't try to emulate somebody else. Try
Right.
to take what makes you unique and start with that.
Yeah. So it was funny. I was looking to see if my daughter was in the chat, because that is what she started with too, was those green diaper thing with the liners. And I don't know. And she'd show me these listings where she sold like, these things for like $100 for a lot. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, if
You
you
know?
can knit too, I mean, those cloth diapers, it's amazing what some of those things can go for.
Yeah. And
Like,
there's all kinds of those kind of little niches of things out there. Yeah. Right.
yeah. And so it's just about finding those things, doing the research, and if you develop one niche and then you can expand upon that. You don't have to stay in one thing forever. You don't have to
Right.
be married to it, but you can just at least date for a while.
I love it. So you said you started with Craigslist. So where was the point where you knew it was time to expand into another channel?
Well, there's only so many times in the day where you can sit at the gas station waiting for that guy to show up. you know, because that's what a lot of Craigslist selling is. So,
Yes.
so it got to a point where like, okay, well, we had some seed money then. So now we were able to take, that money, and I started buying things at garage sales for eBay. And, once we started doing that, I actually ended up, partnering with some good people, and, we've just have grown and grown ever since. And, so we found new niches that made a difference for us, and then we started selling on Amazon. So I mean, I always say take one thing at a time. Don't try to do everything all at once. because it's really easy to get distracted by everybody's, talking about this new thing and that new
Yep.
thing. Pick one thing, master it, then add another stream. Don't
Yep.
try to do it all at the same time.
Absolutely. That's the way I love you. So awesome. Um, so I'm kind of following the chat. We got a live chat going over here. And they're agreeing, like my mom, perfect example. When I first got her started on eBay, she couldn't go out and buy anything to sell. She had a room full of discontinued yarns and things because she's a crafter, and we realized there's a lot of money in that yarn. So that actually is still her niche, is the vintage and the discontinued and hard to find yarns, and it's a very lucrative niche. So sometimes that thing you start with can end up being your long-term niche too. So,
and I think it helps if you pick something that you already know about, because you don't get as bored. Like if you're just looking, if you hate like army toys and then you pick army toys as a niche, like your life is just going to be miserable. So, pick something you enjoy and you can be excited about. I mean, like I geek out about stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. And my operation manager, Rochelle's like, you're such a weirdo. Like she has actually a video of like me like getting all excited about something. She's like, you're such a weirdo. Why? And
yeah.
so
No.
I've gotten the weird to work for me though. So weird can be profitable.
I'm right there with you. There with you. We have to go. You're coming out to Vegas here next. I'm like, we got to find some time to sneak away and go do a little shopping.
Yes, that would be fun.
We do. We so totally do. So
Sure.
we are going to take a little tiny break for a commercial, and when we come back, I want to talk about when you know it's time to build that team and grow that team, and kind of how you go about that.
That sounds awesome.
Awesome.
Millions of online sellers are looking for one identity to use in thousands of platforms. E-Rated manages your reputation by importing unlimited social media, marketplace, and behavioral data. It reveals your cross-platform performance, compares it with competitors, and calculates your e-worth. And it gives you the tools you need to improve sales and find room to grow. Discover your e-worth and your own reputation.
ShareYourReputation.com. Have you signed up with E-Rated yet?
No, I don't think I have. It's like on my list of things to do.
Oh, you so totally need to go do it. Just go to ShareYourReputation.com and get signed up with those guys. Well, not right now. Let's finish this first.
That would probably be a pretty boring show if I was like, hold on, I got to do this.
Yeah. Okay, so at some point you get to where business is going good, but then you get to that point there's not enough hours in the day. You got all this unlisted stuff over here. You can't get to doing everything. It's time to build a team, right?
Yep. And that happened really like way sooner than I thought it would, because I was working at a church and I had 2 little kids, and we have a lot going on in our life. And so we actually like within our first year, we started hiring virtual assistants in the Philippines. We still use people in the Philippines. I like I love working with them because they're such a great part of our team, and we're able to provide them a really great living and a great opportunity, and they really help our business. So the things that I say that you really need in order before you're ready to hire somebody is, first, you need to know your business well enough to be able to create systems, and you need to have those systems in place before you even post the job, because you need to know who you're going to hire. And if you're going to hire somebody to do graphics, then you need a completely different skill set than if you're going to have somebody who's going to do listings for you. And that's actually one of the things that we had them do early on, is we had them listing items for us. So we would have the item, we would have like a sticky note with like a number on it, and then we would attach like the website for the description of it, or we would write something on, like what to put in the description, note any errors on there, and then as far as like damage, and then they would do all the listings for us. We would approve them, and then they would do that. So we would take one picture with the sticky note, one picture with the front, and then all the other pictures, and we just upload all that to Flickr, so they could do all that for us. So you have to know your systems well enough to be able to write them down and create those processes. And let's say you're like, well, well, but I'm just me, so there's no point in that. Even if it's just you, if you could take 1 minute off of every listing you do, how much time would that save you, Danny, if you could save 1 minute on every listing you could do?
No, I also hired first VAs I ever hired when I stepped out of that control zone. It's not even the comfort zone. It was the control zone of letting somebody else work on my listings. Is I hired people in the Philippines because of their work ethic, and it was just great. It took a little time at first to figure out, oh shoot, I have to tell them how I do. And everybody does it a little different. I mean, we all have our little quirky ways that we do our listings. So I did that and sent it, and it was, huge. I mean, they didn't complete the listing. I had them just do it enough to put it in drafts so that I could still hold on to my little control freak self and do it. Oh, huge time saver. And one of the things I hear, when we talk about hiring, not just international VAs, but anybody, is giving them any kind of access. How do you keep your stuff secure and protected? And what's your answer to that?
That is very, very important. So if you don't listen to anything else, just listen to this part. But listen to the whole thing. But, this part's really important. Never give your bank credentials. Never give your eBay credentials. Never give your Amazon credentials to anyone. Not anyone. Not even Rochelle has, who I trust with everything. I leave my kids with her. Nobody has those credentials. There, so any program, if you're selling on Amazon, Upworks, things like that, you can create a sub-user account and control their permissions. Mm-hmm. So my accountant has a separate login, so he can log in and download the reports that he needs from PayPal, things like that. I never give my credentials. And if I do have a virtual assistant sign into something like Seller Sourcebook, which is what I use, so they can create listings for me without actually logging into eBay, I create a login for them and I send it to them with a program called LastPass. So they never even get to see what that password is, and I can revoke it at any time. So you need to keep a constant list of every login that they have. And you never want to share information. And if your eBay and your PayPal are the same password, you need to change that right now. Change it right now. You should not have any of the same passwords from Amazon to eBay to your bank. Make sure they're all different. Don't use your PIN as your phone entry code.
Right.
I know these things are common sense, but sometimes we do things and then we're like, oh, that was a really bad idea. I shouldn't have done that.
So let me just confess that I just went through email hacking hell because I had the same password on all of my email accounts. And I will tell you, I probably have 25 different, at thedannyapp.com accounts. And my web guy has been grilling on me forever to not do that. And it happened. And now I actually had to get a printout of all of my passwords because they're all these funky, you could never remember them, and every single one is different now.
I have a friend that's super crazy about security, super crazy about it. And the tip that he said is whatever website you're on, the first thing you think of when you look at it, make a sentence, because it's almost as random and it's hard to guess, and it will be easier for you to remember a long one. So let's say I'm going to the DannyApp.com. Maybe I think, maybe the first thing I think of is Danny really likes cows. So my password for Danny App might be Danny really likes cows. And this way you can remember it, but it's long enough where it's hard to for other people to guess, because it would be hard for a computer to guess that. And then it keeps them kind of separate. And then I use LastPass. For one password is also a really good password keeping app. This way you can keep it all together. And then I just have one little location that only a couple people know about that has that password in case I was to literally get hit by a bus or something. Yeah. That this way somebody could get into all my accounts, which is important for you, especially if you have kids.
I don't even want to think about what my husband would have to do if something happened to me. You guys, if something happens to me, I'm sorry. Nobody's going to respond to anything because he's not going to know how to do it. But good stuff. So, okay. So we've got some team hiring stuff, and what is your I call it the killer question, because we all kind of have a question when we're hiring somebody that kind of gives us that sense of this is going to be the person for us. Do you have like that killer question that you always ask, like in an interview or when you're hiring someone?
Well, I kind of do, but see, the first thing I do is I weed them out. So in my post, I always put something, and I'll put it in bold, all capitals. Applicants will only be reviewed that include their favorite color as the first line in their cover letter, and that weeds out like I would say
Yeah.
80 to 90%. So
Yeah.
the next question is I usually, depending what they're going to have them do, I say, how would you do X? Because I want to see, are they problem solvers, or are they going to be like, I don't know how to do this? I don't know. Because there's a lot of people in life that are like, this is hard, and like that doesn't work for me. I just don't have a lot of patience for that. So like, I need to know, like, they're going to be like, okay, so I'm going to try to do this. So, the way that they answer that, you can get a lot of insight. So like, if I'm going to have somebody do listing, I would say, how would you make a listing that, if somehow the pictures got corrupted, or what would you do if the login didn't work? So just little questions like that. I want to see that they're problem solvers.
Mm-hmm.
And because what we do is we only hire people that we can empower to take over something. I don't want to micromanage them.
Yeah. If you have to sit there and babysit them, what's the point? Exactly. Yes.
So if 3 months down the road, you wouldn't hire them back today, they need to be fired.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, so people either stay here a really long time or they don't stay here that long.
Yeah. And I heard that once, is they hire fast and fire fast. Don't keep somebody because you don't want to hurt their feelings. And
we actually kind of hire slow on purpose too.
Yeah.
So like when we hire, let's say, okay, so when we're going to ASD. So what we'll do is we'll hire 7 virtual assistants. I didn't do this time because I have one that's like, I have 2 virtual assistants that are like Bon Jovi kind of rock stars. They're so amazing. I mean, like Bono has nothing on these guys, but but normally what I would do is I would get 7 virtual assistants that through that first process. I hire them all to do one simple task, and it would be the same thing. So here's this list of 5 Amazon ASINs and the cost. Please do follow the instructions, and I always do the instructions text and a video with sound showing like click here. Then drag here, Control C, copy here. So I do all of that, right? So if five of them come back and say, oh, here's the thing, and 2 of them come back and say, that the instructions weren't clear, then it wasn't you, so you don't have to feel guilty. So, and then if 5 of them come back and say, I have no idea what you're talking about, then it probably was your fault.
Yeah.
So it gives you that kind of thing there. So then I take the top 3 and I give them each an individual project that they're working on that's going to be something long term. And then I see over a period of about a week or so, which ones I want to hire. And then the ones that I'll kind of narrow it down to those 2. And then for the trade show, what I would do is at the end of each day, Rochelle and I would take an X-Acto knife and we cut open all the catalogs and we get all the price lists together and we scan them all in a file. And then we send them each to both virtual assistants. And then all of the data as far as so if we were going to have them look up completed listings, get TerraPeak information, we would have them get all of that data and have it for us available the next morning when we wake up.
Yeah. And I think too, I just have been going through this. I'm hiring an administrative assistant. Now I'm an all over the place kind of creative and scheduling and all that. Well, that's why I've been talking to you, systems, right? So I'm not good at that. So I need to hire somebody who is, very detail oriented and, got all the little organized stuff going. So I literally went through this past weekend, I think about 75 applications and resumes, and I had my husband help me. And it was amazing how many we were just like, And we got down to 4 out of all of those that were like, yes, I want to interview this person. Set up interviews. Would you believe only 1 of them bothered to show up?
It's crazy. Everyone wants a job, but do they really?
Right. So if you live in the Las Vegas area and you have attention to detail and would like to work for the Danny app, send me a note. I'm just saying. I had to tell them that off,
Yeah, yeah. So, and so some of the things that I put, like even when I post, like I posted for a virtual assistant, I have somebody that I've hired through Upworks. She's in New Jersey and her name's Marjorie, and I love Marjorie. Like I
Yeah.
love my husband and I love Marjorie. She's awesome. Like she, so I mean, but like in the posting, I said, I am scatterbrained. I need somebody to help keep me straight and to tell me to like slow down sometimes, and she just does that. And
Yeah.
and I like in my listing I say only people who are hard workers will enjoy this job, because that's what I have found, that people who are not hard workers, they find me like crazy. They're like, I don't understand you. But people who are hard workers, like we just get along great because we're like, but we could just get the whole show done
They're
and
like
we could
job security.
yes, yes. And work hard, play hard. And we make sure that, so when I hire somebody, the first thing I tell them is that you can make however much you want to make in this job, but you need to make me about 3 times what you cost me, because there's costs on top of what I pay you.
Right.
And I have to be making a profit. Otherwise, I would be running like a charity organization. And I invest that money back into the business. I'm the one that put the money up front. And they all understand that. Rochelle will tell you, like, you can make as much money as you want. You just have to figure out how to make it happen.
Right. I love that. I love it. So you mentioned Upworks, which also is a place that I search for people to work for me. And that is formerly known as Odesk. They changed the name. This whole big rebranding, changing names thing. I also place ads on Craigslist. I love Craigslist. It's $25 to post in the help wanted section, and I get a huge response from that. So there's a lot of people like looking, but are they really but it gives you a lot of people to really narrow it down from too. So where is there any place?
Like if you're looking to do like packing, you want help packing or something like that. I love college students, because they're smart and they need that flexibility. So we have a guy that comes in on Mondays from like 11 to 1 and Tuesdays from like 10 to 4, and but he can do that in another job. But he's ambitious, but he's not going to start his own business because he's going to school. He's like a neuropsych major or something like that. So like, it's not like he's going to be distracted, and like he can focus on what he's doing. And like for Craigslist, a really great way to see if somebody's a problem solver is tell them you want them to print out the application, to fill it out and then scan it and email it to you.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Because if they're willing to do that, that means they're going to have to figure it out. Like they have to have a printer. Like they have to like be like, okay, how am I going to there have been people who've sent photos of the application, and I'm like, brilliant, you figured out a way to get me the information. That's all I needed to know.
And anybody who says, well, I don't really know how to do that,
yeah, because that's what I need to be able to be like. I need you to fix the problem. Fix it.
Yeah.
Like me and Rochelle will just look at each other and I'll be like, and she's like, yeah, I ordered 5 of those. They're going to be here on Monday. But it takes time to develop that. But that's one of the reasons why I like hiring and stay-at-home moms also, because they need something just in that little window. So this is perfect for them. And so instead of looking at how expensive somebody's going to be to put on your team, I always look at it the opposite way. What could I do with that time that I'm buying? So like if I hire somebody to pack for me, like I have Gabe, who's amazing. He packs for me. So if he packs for me, 10 hours a week, and he's going to cost me $10 an hour. So that's $100. So how do I earn $300 to pay for Gabe to work
in that time? Yes.
Yeah. So what can I do in that 10 hours that will generate 300? So this way I'm always profiting off of that. So you can start out really small. I mean, like my housekeeper, housekeeping is something I don't do well. So,
Me neither.
Yeah. So, outsource those kind of things too.
Absolutely.
And just approach them like, okay, so if I go out and I'm like really serious about sourcing for 10 hours, I could totally make more than $100 and have somebody else do the part I hate.
Yeah. That's why I tell people you need to know the parts of your business that are your money makers too. Really important. And we're up at the half hour here. So where can people connect with you, Robin?
If you go to bestfromthenest.com, I've got a bunch of free content. In fact, I even have some getting started modules for like Amazon and Craigslist. I have like a series of 6 videos that you can see exactly how I started on Craigslist and Amazon. I leave eBay up to Danny here because she's awesome at that. So no sense in going anywhere else but the source for that. But we have a lot of really great content as far as building your business and growing and making sure that you have a profitable, healthy enterprise going.
Very cool. And if you are in Las Vegas and going to be around the ASD trade show this next week, which is kind of a big deal if you are an e-commerce seller, Robin's going to be speaking there.
Yep, Monday and Tuesday. And if you find me or Rochelle, we also have some lanyards and flying chickens we're going to be giving away. So
sweet. Thank you so much for coming on, Robin. We'll have to get you in the studio one of these days.
Yes, that sounds fun.
All right. And
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. I'm coming on. See, I've already got her in the studio. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back.
Any online business that's trading, whether they're small, whether they're big, it's very important to come to this.
The opportunity to network and share ideas, I think that's priceless.
I certainly think that the show in Vegas is all about looking to the future and what opportunities exist, because some things work well in one country and you can then take that information and put it into another country and put it into action.
Know their brands, getting their products, and in a more fast and efficient way.
If it's a hesitation of, will I get a return, then you should do it. I don't know how you wouldn't, to be honest.
Join us with Think Global Retail at Vegas on August 20 and 21 with Alibaba.com.
And you will find me at that conference. Really excited they're coming to Vegas. They've done the PISA convention, which is the same guys. They've done this in Australia, and now they're bringing it to the U.S. Really fun stuff. Okay, so who wants to see what got put in my cart this week? I did a really quick little shopping trip. Actually did it yesterday. Actually, still the stuff is still in the bags because I haven't even processed it in yet. But I love having this excuse that, I've got a show tomorrow. I've got to go shopping. It's a great thing. So that is a picture of what ended up in my cart, which we'll come back to that in a second. But let me show you the shelves that this stuff came off of. Because a lot of times you guys walk into these stores and these shelves don't look like there's really much of anything here. So, yeah, not real exciting. Not a whole bunch to put my hands on, except that I did buy. It is a foo dog. He was like $5. He's newer. He's not an old one or anything, but foo dogs are hot, hot, hot. So come back to that in a second. And yeah, these shelves were, those dinosaurs up there, those are actually lamp bases. And I was this close to buying those. And the reason I didn't is one of them had a pretty significant chip. I believe it was the Triceratops, had the chip on the horn. And I thought I really would want them both. I don't know why. I was just I wanted them both if I was going to get them. So I left them behind for somebody else. And then down here, there was a whole slew of piggy banks. And I only ended up with one of them. Wonder if you guys can guess which one I got. Yes, it would be this little guy over here because he was the only one who was vintage. This one caught my eye, but it was a souvenir one, not worth very much. I did pick up this guy and should get about $30-$40 for him. All is said and done. So that's all I got off of that shelf. And then this is the other side over here. I got that fish that was there a minute ago. I picked up a lot of stuff, looked at a lot of stuff, and just nothing was in the condition. I got that. It's a pink speckle, like a 1950s console bowl. And I actually have a platter listed that matches that. So I thought, hey, I'll get that, and maybe now the platter will sell. So I did get that. And I picked that up. I'm not even sure what it is, but it's like an alligator, and it's funky, but it was chipped. This store, I don't know what they do at this store, but just like everything was chipped up. And as we come down to this shelf right here, I got that little guy. He is glass. He's cased glass, which is one color of glass inside another. And he's super cute, and he's nothing, that great, but he'll sell for $50-$60 on the cute factor. So we got him, and I got that plate. That is Tonala Mexican pottery, which actually does really well. Again, this one was not a signed piece. There's some Ken Edwards is one you want to be looking for when you're getting these. But this on its own will sell for about $40-$50. And, all told, everything in that cart, which we'll go back to in a second, I spent $50 on. So there was nothing more than $5 that I bought. So we'll pull up the picture of the cart again. There. You can see the plate. That is a metal sculpture laying across there. Just a funky, abstract metal sculpture. There's a gilded a metal over glass perfume bottle, and that's the fish. That's a horsehair pottery pot. Another little Mexican pottery fish in here. Of course, the piggy bank and the food dog. Little music box, a tiki mug. This piece, I know is a little hard to see here, is a cast iron pig doorstop. And then this is actually that console bowl I was talking about. Oh, that's a Fenton squirrel. Fenton squirrel sells for $40 to $50. You can see the price tag says $2.99, and I had 30% off. So it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, there's nothing in that cart that I paid more than $5 for. And I actually, like, this time I did my homework first before sharing it with you guys, and adding up everything that I will make out of that, it's over $500 worth retail. Over $500. Yep. And I know I hear some of you going, yeah, but you do free shipping. Okay, let's just suppose we minus the shipping. Let's see. It's like 9, 10. There's like 13 items there. Let's say they cost, even $10 out. That's $130 in the shipping. I'll still take that profit margin. So that's still about a $300 in just absolute net profit. Boom, out the door. All right. So, and that was a quick shopping trip, you guys. That was this one little had to get some stuff to show you on the show. You guys can totally do this. I am doing eBay part-time. I'd say I spend 10 to 15 hours a week on my eBay store at the most. My sales in the last 30 days right now are sitting right around $4,300. Okay. You can totally do this and make some good money. So how about we talk about why some stuff won't sell? Why do I keep doing that? No, it's why won't they buy? I'm the one who changed the name of it, and I still go back to old ways. Go figure. Why won't they buy? Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's start with this. Nope, that's not hers. This is hers. This is from my good friend, Beth Chakowski, who was supposed to be in the chat today. Beth, are you in there? Say something. So this is a pair of Aeropostale Haley, which is like the, what do you call it? The style of the skinny flare blue jeans, gently used, size 1 to regular. Now, if you guys have been following this show and this segment a while, you're going to know immediately what I'm going to say. Number one, title. And there's something really huge happening in this title. Huge. And you wouldn't know this if you were someone my age and didn't have like a young 20-something daughter who's into these brands. But Aeropostale actually has an E on the end. So got a little typo. That right there could get these sold for you. I don't think that younger set calls these things blue jeans. I think that's us showing our age, that we used to call these blue jeans. They just call them jeans. In fact, I would put skinny and jeans together because I would tell you they're searching skinny jeans. Although I'm not sure I would consider these skinny jeans. So that might be a little confusing. I think skinny jeans, and remember, this is knowing who the customer is, knowing their terminology, and to them, skinny jeans is those, dare I say, god awful pants that are just looks like you dipped your legs in them, kind of thing. And when guys wear them, you got, oh my goodness. Who comes up with this stuff? Anyway, so anybody who's looking for skinny jeans, this is not, I would take that out. I would call these Aeropostale Haley. You can leave flare in if you want, because they do have the flare, but I would just call them Aeropostale Haley jeans, size 1-2, because the size is really important to get up there. People are searching using the size terms. I'd take out the gently used. That's a condition thing. Don't need that in the title. And now price-wise, I see $13.55 for expedited shipping on these broken out. That to me, and I'm telling you, I kind of have this little debate over this free shipping thing. That right there is going to, I'm telling you, most people who come over to this listing are going, no, it's too much. I don't want to pay that much in shipping. Whether or not it's actual shipping, they just don't want to do it. I think you could also roll these suckers up and stuff them in a padded flat rate envelope for about, $5.35. Just saying. So these don't sell for a lot of money. And especially if clothing is not your niche, if this isn't your normal customer, I would say you're going to need to do somewhere about $24.99, including the shipping. So that needs to be the total cost. However, you want to do that. I probably will never be able to talk Beth into doing anything. So, Beth and I go way back, like years and years and years back. So that's, personalities. So I would just say make sure the total price isn't more than $25 on these. That's just how it is. Just how it is. Okay, and my husband is in the chat. Oh Lord, help me. All right, ignore him over there. I'm not even going to repeat what he's saying. He's being bad. He's being bad. All right. So let's hopefully just putting an E in that Aeropostale gets so sold for you, Beth. How about we go to this comes to us from Glenda Brown. This is a 20s vintage dark blue bead purse. Right off the bat, first thing, title. Always, you guys, really, really think about how your customers are going to be typing a search in where they want an item like this to come up. Are they going to say bead purse or are they going to say beaded purse? Right? Also, are they putting 20s or are they putting 1920s? What I found is they're putting 1920s. I would take out the vintage dark blue. I'd put 1920s, a beaded purse, and I would put Art Deco in this title because if you look at the geometric design of this purse, this is so Art Deco. Awesome purse. Now, here's a big, big problem, and I will tell you probably the reason nobody has bought this yet. I kind of put my little mousy cursor thing over this, waiting for it to zoom and show me a big picture. And there isn't one. I actually went and looked. This picture is only 570 by 428 pixels. No zoom. No, it barely meets the eBay requirements of 500 pixels on the largest side. You want pictures that are at least 1,000 pixels on the largest side. It is to get that zoom. Customers, they're counting on it now, especially on an item that's over $100. They want to see every detail. Big, huge pictures. Now, I suspect what happened here was Glenda probably used something that gave her that plain white background. There's some programs out there. And the free versions of those programs reduce the size of your pictures. So you got to be really aware of that. So if you're taking nice big pictures and you're using some kind of an editing software, it's probably shrinking your pictures. You got to be really super careful of that. So I think you change that title up a little bit. You get some bigger pictures on there and this will sell. It's a gorgeous piece. And love this. She's in Canada and doing free shipping. Yes. Love it. Because your competition is not doing that. Awesome. Awesome. And last but not least, I so love these. I love these. These come from Sandra Q. Woosley. These are alligator martini glasses. Again, we've got a title thing going here. Alligator martini glasses, gift blue sky by designer Heather Goldmink Crocatini. That's a lot of stuff there, right? And there are some really important things in there. Alligator martini glasses. Now, the thing that is what they are, but I think somebody could search that if they knew these were out there and they're looking for these. The blue sky, Heather Goldmink. People are searching for blue sky, but there's one more word in that they're putting into the search. Blue sky clayworks. Super important. I would put Heather Goldmink into your item specifics. Take that out of the title. I would take the by designer out, the gift out, get Crocatini moved closer up. Now, what I found, there's only 2 of you selling these glasses right now. Only 2 of you selling these glasses right now. And neither of the ones that are listed, including this one, have pictures that just pop off that page. So I think if you could get these pictures a bit sharper, I know you're going for showing the glass with that black background, but I would just do these on a white background and just pop the alligator part. Yeah, people, they're looking at the alligator part of these because that's what makes these super cool. Also, I noticed whenever you have a condition issue, you've got to be super, super careful about how you photo it and how you describe it. I can't tell what that is. I see some glue residue from labels will need to be washed, but this looks like there's like glue residue inside the glass. So a confused mind never buys. So if there's any confusion in the potential buyer's mind as to what that picture is showing, they're going to pass. So you be careful about that. And maybe just get some more pictures. There's only 3 pictures. Get some more pictures. There is no reason these should not sell because they are so super adorable. Super adorable. So there you go. There's our entries for this week's Why Won't They Buy? Okay. How about some hot sales? Who likes hot sales? I like hot sales. You guys would have killed me. I almost forgot to include these this week. So we're going to do 2. I picked out 2 super cool ones. First one being this. Let's go to the original listing on this. This comes from Ray Walker Austinbaugh. It's a Gnomish dictionary. Who knew? And you know what? Here's what's really cute. I love this. I do believe that first word is spelled wrong. I think it's supposed to be Gnomish. But you can get away with a lot of stuff when you put stuff at auction. And that, I presume, is why this went up to $103.83 from her $4 purchase price, where she was even hesitating at buying it because it was a little high to pay for a book, right? But it had all the elements, the Tolkien, elven tongues. I mean, wow. I'm just now reading this title going, wow. Just really interesting, off the beaten path of what you normally see out there. So always take a chance on that kind of stuff. You guys go with your gut. If it drew you, it interested you, and like if it's under $10, do it. Take those chances. It pays off. Pays off. And we got another score. This is from Terry Boyd Benedict. Picked this up for 25 cents at a rummage sale. It is a Wedgwood bone china coffee mug. Now, here's the thing. I'm telling you, this is why this sold for so much money right now. Wimbledon. What just got done? It was all over. People had it on their mind. They're doing little random searches. Oh, boom, look at this really cute cup. Oh, hey, so-and-so would like that as a gift. Or, goes in my Wimbledon collection. I can talk. So, yeah, $89.99 for a coffee mug. Doesn't hurt that it was Wedgwood. Good brand. So, but I'm telling you, anything you can list that is like current news topic kind of stuff, gold, you guys. It is gold. All right. So thank you for those. Those scores, as we call them over on the Danny App Facebook group, are done every Sunday. I think we had like 35 of them this week. If you want to go see more of those, go to Facebook, go join the Danny App Facebook group. It's free. And every Sunday, you're going to just see loads of these kind of things selling. Keeps you motivated. Keep on listing. All right. How about a little news? So eBay now is eBay Marketplaces is a standalone company, and there's some stuff. If you really watch what's going on, read between the lines. They have bought a startup secondhand clothing business that's going to be quite interesting. They just did. There's a company over in Holland that is just got 81 million funding for some special little auction thing, and they're going to be using eBay as their platform. So my note on that, you guys, pay attention to what you can put on auction. eBay's been pushing auctions. They're giving you free auctions every month. Now, not everything belongs on auction, but if you've got something you can do on auction, do it on auction, because they're really promoting auction. They're marketing people to come and do things on auction, and they are partnering with big auction houses like Sotheby's and all over the country. I mean, they've got that new invaluable service and bringing the live auction business. So those buyers are finding out about eBay if they didn't know about it before. So you want your stuff up on auction for them to find that way. Also, eBay is getting rid of, or actually it's got rid of, boom, gone, that Firefast thing. They have gotten rid of the eBay Now, that door-to-door service. I don't even know what that was about. Trying to keep up with this get it yesterday kind of shipping thing. So that's gone. eBay Motors, eBay Fashion, and eBay Valet, those mobile apps, all gone. Well, for now. They're incorporating them into the main eBay app. Did you guys even know those existed? Because I didn't know they were a separate app. I don't even look for them. So they're cleaning house over there already. I mean, it's only been like a week, and boom, they're taking care of business and doing some stuff. So very excited to see stuff moving and shaking in the eBay headquarters there. So okay, we got some mail. You guys know I love mail. Love viewer mail. And if you send me mail, I'm going to put you in our drawing. It's not a drawing. It's a spinning of the wheel. It's much more fun than a drawing. Anyway, you get your name on the board and we spin for a prize. This month it is Big Dreams Take Small Sacrifices from Serena Vaseji. Serena V is how you can find him. Awesome guy who has overcome humongous obstacles and been successful anyways. So you guys, you want this. All you have to do is write to me at niche2profit@vegasvideonetwork.com. Send me a comment, a question, a little feedback. Hey, I'll even take complaints. Send me something. And the email's at the bottom of the screen. There you go. All right. So this week's question is from Marie Rivers. Hi, Marie. Are you watching? Are you in my chat? Say hi if you're in the chat. I'm new to your channel and already learning a ton. Yay! I have a question about best offer. When I accept a best offer, the immediate payment requirement is nullified, and the buyer now has days to pay as if it was an auction. Is this just how it is when you accept best offer, or am I missing something? Thanks. And she writes a little more, but let me just address that real quick. So I have to tell you, I am not a fan of that immediate payment required. And the reason being, I know you guys want to get paid right away, but it does two things. Number one, it can send people away from buying more. I want people to go in and buy a whole bunch of stuff from me. In fact, I'm one of those shoppers. I find one thing in your store, I go shop around and see what else I can find. It's just I'd rather get my package all at once, right? So be very, very careful of why you're using that feature. I find it's a very small percentage of people who don't pay right away. I mean, and then I got to tell you, I haven't even had to file for my fees back. Everybody's ended up paying, even if I had to open the unpaid item dispute, they're still paying. So that's the first reason. You don't want to discourage them from going over and finding some more stuff. The other thing is, holy smokes, the message that eBay sends is so unfriendly. That and that automatic decline, I don't know who writes their copy, but they just don't use people-friendly, come shop more with me terms. It's kind of like, I think Gestapo, come pay for your crap right now. Yeah. So be really careful. I mean, I'm doing a whole course right now on building your brand and messaging and all those things. And one of the things that's really important is how all of your policies align with your brand personality and your brand message. You can't be out there being all flowery and nice with a friendly personality and then have messages going out to your customers that are anything but that. So you want consistency with your brand. So I promise you, more people will pay than not, even if, it takes a couple of days. It's all about some constant cash flow. So as sales pick up, it's okay if somebody hangs out and doesn't pay right away because you're still got money coming in every day because you got sales every day. It's a good thing. All right. And she says, I have a humble little store called Reez Sales, ReezSales, and I'm sure you would see a ton wrong, but I'm working on improving. eBay is a part-time hobby that I love, but I feel like I still have a ton to learn. Hey, you know what? I still have a ton to learn. We all have a ton to learn. It's like, what's that saying? When you stop learning, you're dead. So you want to have tons to learn. It's a good thing. As far as me finding a ton wrong, my appsters out there, which are my members of the Danny App Academy, that I tell you guys beat yourself up more than I do. I come in there and feather whip you around a little bit on some of this stuff, but you guys you are tough on yourselves. No, actually, I did not find a ton wrong. But what's exciting is if there's things that can be improved, then there's things that can be improved. Because if you've done everything perfectly and you have no sales, oh, good golly, how awful is that? I don't think that exists, actually. So always good to have room to improve, things that you can fix to bring in more sales, and I'm here to help you. Go over to the Danny App Academy. Come join me. It is a whopping $10 a month, and you get all this kind of interaction all week long. It's a beautiful thing, right? Appsters in the chat can tell you. I got a few of them in there. So thank you for writing. We're going to put you into the spin of the wheel. Drawing is so much easier to say. Oh, it's all good. I tell you, there was a comment that came over on the actual Vegas Video Network show page too, that it's made me think I am going to do a show all about this free shipping thing because a lot of you are freaking out and going back to charging shipping, and I hear that it's not working for me. So I would love your feedback on this. When you say free shipping isn't working for me or doesn't work for me, you need to tell me what that means. Tell me what that means. We're going to address it on next week's show. And I'm going to show you how I do it, and it makes me a ton more money. So there is a right way to do it, and I'm going to help you with that next week. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Robin. Again, awesome information. You guys come and watch the replay everywhere that Niche to Profit show is, which is YouTube channel, iTunes, Apple TV, Roku, Stitcher, every place. Why? Because Vegas Video Network rocks, and they get it out there everywhere. So thanks, everybody. Most of all, go be profitable and make it fun.